This conference will now be recorded.
So under monitoring SPL scaling, we see there are 6 steps. First is set up general settings that control SPL indexing. So here we have maintained those general settings which are required to prepare comparison index like delimiter, excluded text, normalization. So all those settings we need to perform. We need to mention. Then we need to upload SPL list from the data provider. So let's go to details area menu. Yesterday we discussed that we need to upload XML list, SPL list from the XML file, and then we need to upload. So before this, we also know that this SPL list is published by different countries' government agencies. So for an example, in US, it's Department of Commerce who are responsible to publish this denied party list. Similarly, Department of State in US are responsible to publish list of terrorist organizations. So what data providers do? Data providers aggregate data from different government agencies, and then they provide this data to all the companies. So when we receive data, then we need to upload SPL list into the SAP system. So either we can do it manually or we can automate via application server program. So this thing we discussed yesterday. And now next step is maintain SPL list. So there is one more correction which I told you, I believe yesterday. I was wrong. So wrong in the sense, it's not decided by company that when they need updated file from the data provider. So whenever data providers publish new file, they will be uh, updating the company, and accordingly that new file has to be uploaded on the SAP GTS system. So this actually I told something wrong, and this is the correct. And then let's say we uploaded XML file into the GTS system, and due to some reason company has to add some more SPL lists. Then we can maintain it. We can create it manually. If we create it, so first we need to specify legal regulation. So this is our legal regulation, and in this legal regulation, whatever list type we have created, it will display it over here, and then we can click. Now here we can see copy from data provider or SPL number. So yesterday, as we discussed that whenever we upload SPL list, system will create SPL number as well. But if we are creating manually, then we need to specify SPL number. So here, if we need to copy, then we can copy. If not need, then if it is not needed, then we won't copy it. Simply we'll say enter. So here we can see data provider, here SPL number. So whenever we are uploading SPL manually, we need to remember this SPL number. So let's say our data provider is MK data, SPL number, anything we can give. Now here we need to give the validity. When this particular entry is going to be added, and then validity. So let's say, let's give today's date. Now here you can see. So we have 2 boxes. In one box, we can see SPL name and other details like name, care of, ID card number, passport number, issuing country. All these details we can specify. So let's give something. let's say this is the one organization which is a part of SPL list. So we need to, so here we need to specify organization name, and we can also specify here AKA, that is also known as, because in configuration we included this, right? Also known as, so that if ABC and company is known as by some other name, that is also company will consider it based on that file. Similarly, we can give here care of. If we have some ID card number, then we need to specify ID card number, passport number, and this issuing country. Then here we need to give name, and here we need to specify address of that particular organization, that is SPL. So state something, ABCD. Here we can give postal code, city, district, let's say PK. So once we have entered this detail, we need to use this option, data, copy name data. So once we click on this, this will be converted from, this will be transferred from this box to this box. Similarly, this also we need to use this data, copy address data. And here we can see these details have been transferred from this place to this place. And then we can save it. So likewise, in real time also, we are creating SPL manually, SPL data manually. And all this data is given by company. If we are doing it manually, we will save it. But one thing we need to remember, this SPL number. So it means that any business partner, and here you can see, this is what I was talking about. SPL record 1001 is consistent, there is no any issue, and comparison index generated successfully, right? So what you can do is, while practicing, you don't update your master data general settings, just keep it blank. Whatever uh, four options are available, just you keep it blank, and that time you will see that system won't create comparison index. It will say that comparison index not generated, something like that. It will give some error. But as of now, since we have maintained everything, so system has generated comparison index successfully. Okay. Likewise, we can specify, if we want to create anything else, then we can also create that also. Let's say if we need to change something, then we can change it. So, but while changing, we need to specify legal regulation, list type, data per creator. Now here, we need to remember this SPL number. So 1001 is SPL number. So we can change. Similarly, if you go back, here we can see delete indicator. Let's say this particular list type or whatever SPL number we are going to maintain is no longer valid. So might be we can delete, we can specify delete indicator, right? And that is why we are doing so. If we want to consider this particular deletion SPL list also for our comparison, then system will also consider this, provided in the configuration we have mentioned that. Yes, somewhere we have updated. So here you can see set deletion indicator according to the official validity. If that particular data is no longer valid, then we can specify that. And or else, based on due to some requirement, if company wants to do it manually, they can mark this deletion flag. Any question here?
Yes, I am a little bit confused. We said when we get a list from authorities like MK data about the sanctioned party list, normally we will get an XML or a flat file and we have to create this, right? SPL
No,
list.
no. So if we are receiving data in XML file, so GTS is supporting XML file. So every time we will be getting this into XML file. Let's say if we are not getting a XML file, so we need to convert that file into XML file. So if we have a file, then we will upload it, because in that file we will have n number of entries. Okay, so by using this option, we can upload. But we need to give this type which file we are going to upload. So here front end means we can upload manually, or if we have automated this process with the help of some program by jobs and all, then we can use this option, application server. So this is for
Okay.
the automation. I mean, whenever we are getting a list, but let's say if company wants to add some more entries manually, which is not available, or let's say if you remember in our legal regulation, where we activated legal regulation, we had option including domestic or excluding domestic. Let's say business says that I just want to include domestic also. So let's say in India, if we are creating legal regulation for India, so I want to include those business partners in India also who is part of SPL. So if let's say that entry is not available in that SPL, so might be that time business can create manually some entries.
Okay. Okay. So we have both the option, creating manually and the
Yes,
XML. Okay. Got
yes,
it.
manually
Okay.
creation and upload.
Okay.
Any other question?
What are the other tabs in manual entry? Government agencies.
Okay, so that is normal data file. We don't need mention the comment. If you want to give specify some comment, so you can specify some comment about this business, about this SPL entry. Government agencies. If you received this particular entry from some government agencies, you can specify over here. Or if you have any URL reference, you can give URL reference from where you got this list.
Okay.
So one thing, but if my customer, so how system block our business partner, that we will see. But at very high level, if our business partner name and address matches with this SPL entry name and address, so that point of system will find a match, and it will block the particular business partner. Or even if you are creating transaction, it will block our transaction. So one thing which I didn't updated update yesterday. So here, as of now, we discuss these 2 points. So now I'm skipping this. I will discuss in this third step. Before this, I missed one more configuration. Yesterday evening only I remember. So yesterday we discussed as part of SPL configuration here, that here we control which business partner has to be screened, what should be block type, and what should be SPL time. But what about documents? Because we know that we need to screen our business partners as well as document. So all these controls, what we will discuss here, it's only for the business partners. It's not for document, right? So here, based on client requirement, we can update customer, vendor, bank, and other details, customs of it. And so anything we can add over here. But these all are business partners. But we all know that our document should also be screened against SPL list. So where is the control for document? And that is the control you all know, which is available in our item category. So this part I missed yesterday. General setting and document structure. Activate item categories for application areas. So here let's say SPL, the EXORD1. Here you can see SPL screening time. So this SPL screening time is for the document, okay, synchronous or asynchronous. And This particular screen, this particular configuration is for your business partner. Please remember this. Okay. Now coming back to our monitoring SPL scaling. Third one is indexing SPL and business partner. So this consists of two actually steps. One is indexing SPL first, and then only indexing business partner. It means system has to create comparison index first for sanction party SPL entry, and then system has to create index entry for business partner as well. So how to do that? Let's discuss. And please remember that this is the most important question in an interview. What is the indexing process, or how can system index SPL data or BP data? What is the process that we need to explain? So here, for this particular steps, we need to perform some couple of steps. How system perform this SPL indexing? So it means that we have uploaded SPL data, right? So after the SPL data file is uploaded, then only it needs to be indexed. So indexed means, as I shown you when we created manually, that comparison index was created successfully by the system. Same thing we are going to discuss for SPL when we upload file into the GTS system. So after the SPL data file is uploaded, it needs to be indexed. And GTS system, we all know that GTS system uses index entries only to compare in the screen business partner name and address with the SPL name in address. So to index SPL, we have some set of steps that need to complete. We need to complete that scenario. We need to go to GTS area here. Now we cannot see anything named as index entries, but it consists of some couple of steps. First one is reset customizing application buffer. What is reset buffer? So you know, in generally what happens. So let's say we have created one SPL. Our BP name is ABC. This is business partner name, and let's say our SPL name is also ABC and or ABC Inc. And BP is ABC and C. So this is business partner entry and this is SPL entry, right? So just now we have seen that when we maintain SPL entry manually, so system will be creating comparison index for ABC Inc. So since Inc is very general term, so system what it will do, system will remove this INC because we need to include INC into the exclusion text in general settings. So system will create one comparison index for this SPL, which will be ABC only. Similarly, for business partner also system will remove all these common terms and it will create one comparison term, again ABC. So it means that whenever this particular business partner will be transferred to GTS, system will screen this ABC with ABC. System won't be screening ABC and company to ABC Inc. Okay. So why we are doing this? We are doing this, or system is performing this to improve the system performance. Why? Because let's say if we have more data, definitely it will it can impact our system performance. For that purpose only SAP has given this index entries. So that we can remove these common terms and it will just consider ABC here and it will consider ABC here. So this ABC and ABC definitely system will be storing somewhere, right? So system is storing these values in some temporal table, so that whenever business partner named as ABC coming into GTS, system can compare this ABC business partner with this ABC, that is SPL. So it means this ABC system always keeps it ready. System keeps in handy so that whenever this business partner transfer, immediately screening can be start based on our, if we are running by job or if it is automated, system can screen each other. So it means that whenever we upload XML file or we maintain a manually SPL list, system will be creating all these comparison index. So that comparison index are generally saved into this application buffer. Application buffer means kind of, you can say, temporary table. So whenever we are uploading new file, so first system has to remove the reset, remove that those application, remove those entries from the application buffer. So in real time, we'll have n number of entries, right, in the application buffer. So when we upload XML file, so if some data is available in this application buffer, it will remove all the entries, so that for new SPL list, again, it can create another comparison index. And for that purpose only, we are using reset buffer. So reset customizing and application buffer is we system is using to remove matching algorithms from the application buffer. So here we see that matching algorithm was ABC. So this application buffer we system is using to remove matching algorithms from the application buffer. And why? What is the reason? Because GTS stores all data required for screening in application buffer only for faster screening. Okay, so first step would be reset and application buffer. This is the first step. Second, now once this is reset, now system once perform this activity, then second activity system, then system what it will do? System will go to the system comparison term for SPL list. And in real time, we are again scheduling a by job based on whenever we are uploading new file. So accordingly, we need to schedule a by job. So first by job, you can say that will be uploading XML file, or even if you are doing manually, then immediately after this, we will schedule by job to reset buffer. Once this is done, immediately second system will go to this option, comparison terms for SPL list. Because we have this reset buffer is done, we have uploaded new XML file. So first system will remove all the matching algorithms from the application buffer. Once it is empty, then only system will create again comparison term for SPL. So in comparison terms for SPL, we have again some three steps. One is generate comparison terms, evaluate comparison terms, and aggregate comparison terms. These three steps system has to perform. So as a part of generate comparison term, what system does is, based on all SPL list entry, system will generate one comparison term. So this is basically used to generate index entries, you can say, index entries or comparison term for comparison with business partner after the exclusion of those special characters or what we will discuss as a part of generate. So immediately after this, we will be running one more by job, which will perform this particular step, generate comparison terms. This is the second step. Once system has generated comparison terms, then another step is evaluate comparison terms. But this is an optional entry. This is not a required entry. Why? Because in evaluate comparison term, we can specify some percentage, that what should be minimum percentage for address component to be included in the part of SPL screening. SPL screening, master data, evaluate comparison terms. So here you can see that we need to specify legal regulation, list type, number of remaining search term per sanction list entry, address component, and then name component. and here we need to give percentage. What should be minimum percentage limit? Then only so that system can include for SPL. So in fact, this is an optional entry. This is not a required entry. Weighted comparison term. Even though if you are not running by job to come to perform this step, not an issue. So basically, this feature is used to define how much percentage a particular system should fulfill to qualify for comparison. So let's say we just mentioned here address component, if, and then name component, and here we need to give percentage on. So this is just to give the percentage so that system can so that it can particular term can fulfill to qualify for comparison. So here just going to specify percentage. But this is most important step, aggregate comparison terms. So what is aggregate comparison terms? Aggregate means system will aggregate all those data. How system aggregate? Because in a SPL list there are thousands of entries, and for all thousands of entries, system will generate comparison term based on its name. If that name consists of any special characters, it will remove those special characters. It can exclude some text. Then it can use alias if in that name if something alias name is available. So after doing all those activities, then it will create comparison term for all those entries. So in aggregation comparison term, what system does? System aggregate all those data and keep the comparison terms handy for reading, so that whenever business partners are transferring to GTS, immediately system can uh, screen those business partners with those index entries of SPL. So this we are using again just to improve the system performance, because this increases the system performance drastically, because we have thousands of entries, and and even from the business partner side also we have thousands of business partners. And if we transfer business partner from ECC GTS, then if system performs first, it performs general comparison terms and other based on this general settings. So it will take some time. So we are using this aggregate comparison terms so that after performing all these basic steps, system can be ready with those comparison terms of SPL. And since it will be ready, then again please remember all those data will be stored here only, in application buffer only. So in application buffer everything will be available, so that whenever business partner transfer, immediately based on our setting that will be screened against our SPL entry. And for that purpose only we are using aggregate comparison terms. Any question here or any confusion?
So after aggregate comparison only, it will update the buffer.
Yes, and then only it will be screened. So you can say this is final step done by system. I mean, to so that system will be ready to screen business partner with SPL naming address. And in interview they ask question that what is comparison term. So if they ask comparison, simple thing that what is comparison term, then we can tell that system doesn't screen actual name and address. Instead, it creates its own index entries based on general settings. But if they ask what is SPL indexing, then we need to explain all these four steps. Even in these four steps, this is, as I told you, this is optional entry. If you don't tell this also, not an issue. But these three are very important. First, system will remove all the matching algorithms from the application buffer. Then it will generate comparison terms for each and every entry of SPL. And then after generating comparison terms for each and every entry, then it will aggregate all those comparison terms and it will keep it handy, so that whenever we are running by job or whenever we have set up the system for the SPL screening, immediately our business partner name and address will be screened against your SPL name and address. Clear? So please make a note of these four steps. All these 4 steps are very important. Any question? I believe no question. Please don't hesitate if you have any question. Okay. So once indexing of SPL is done, then we can also create index for business partner. And that is done via this step. Generate comparison teams. And you can observe one thing. We do not have other steps for business partners, like we do not have evaluation or we do not have aggregation for business partner. Why? Because business partner will be transferred to GTS and it will be screened. Once it is screened, over. But as far as the SPL is concerned, we will have same list every time. Let's say we are getting updated file once in a week. So at least till 1 week, those entries will be same. And for that purpose only, we need to aggregate comparison terms for SPL only, not for business partner. Because once, let's say one business partner transferred to GTS and was screened against SPL, based on some MIT system, blocked that business partner. And then our trade compliance manager reviewed that, and he thought no, it's a false positive because of any MIT system has blocked that particular business partner, but that should not be part of block entries. So what he'll do, he'll release that particular business partner. Once he releases that business partner, then system will never block again to that business partner until unless someone is making some changes in their address part. So that is why we don't need to create aggregation of business partner details. Okay, so if let me call individually. JP sir, any question from this indexing SPL? No question, I believe. So Naresh, madam, everything is clear, right? Nishtha?
Yes, sir, clear.
Yeah, clear.
Now coming to next step where system has to create comparison index. So actually I haven't shown you. Let's run once. Then generate comparison terms. So what we do is system is not doing anything here. Okay, just we need to specify legal regulation. Let's say, let me give this legal regulation SPL number. So these parameters we can give to improve the system performance. Okay, and this is simulation mode. So for simulation purpose only we can execute this, otherwise not needed. And let's say I execute it. So nothing is available. So in fact, when we'll execute it, again we'll get one small window, like how when we maintain SPL entry manually, so we got message that comparison index is done successfully. Same kind of message we'll get here, that index entry has been created. Let's see. So SPL indexing for legal regulation, why SPL was simulated successfully. Since I went into simulation mode, now we'll remove simulation. This will be actual one. So in real time also. So with this helps, whatever entries are available in that particular SPL list, system will create comparison term. So SPL data of legal regulation, why SPL was indexed successfully. Similarly, if we go to this also, aggregate comparison terms. So legal regulation, why SPL. Name of application server GTS name, host name server GTS. Summarized index not stored in cluster table. Why? Because we have selected our application buffer, right? So in control settings, we seen both the options, application buffer and cluster table. So that is why it is giving message here. Summarize index not stored in cluster table. And it's also giving reason why, because based on why SPL customizing. So it means when we run this transaction, so again, I'm telling you that all these things are done by jobs. So we'll have, some couple of by jobs, some 4 or 5 by jobs, which will perform all these activities in real time. Once this is done for SPL, then only system has to create comparison term for business partner. So let me ask this question. So do we need this step every time whenever has system perform this activity every time to create comparison term business partner? Anyone?
I think we need to done it. We have to done it whenever we upload new master
No,
or a new.
whenever we are uploading new SPL list, so this is for this, but this is for the business partner which transfers from ECC to GTS.
Yes, sir. Every time we
Yeah.
require this.
We need to perform this activity every time.
Yes, sir. Every time.
I think whenever we change the address in BP level.
Yes, correct. Very correct. So let me put in this way. There is one business partner named as ABC. We created one customer or vendor as named as ABC and other address parameters. We transfer to GTS. And whenever that particular business partner will be transferred to GTS, then system will create comparison index for business partner as well. And again, here what the general settings we have configured is not only for SPL, it's applicable to both SPL as well as business partner. So whenever we transfer customer master or vendor master from ECC to GTS, system will generate comparison terms. So let's say I transferred yesterday, comparison terms are available now for that particular business partner. Now we no need to perform this activity. Why? Because most of the time let's say at the time of go live only we have transferred all the customer master or all the vendor master to GTS. So that time only system has generated comparison term for all those business partners. That is why it's not needed every time. But let's say if someone has changed some data, then only system will create comparison term for business partner. So in other words, you can say in case of new customer or new vendor only, system will be performing this activity, generate comparison terms. So with this particular steps is completed. Now coming to again most important step, start screening business partner and documents, and that is where our scenario comes. Which scenario? A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So let me explain once again because this is very important. So once indexing is done, then only we need to start screening our business partner and documents. So it means system will screen our business partners as well as our documents. So how many scenarios we discussed that day? Anyone? Balaji sir, how many scenarios? How many SPL scenarios are available? Am I audible?
The 9 scenarios.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Balaji sir, you tell me those scenarios. Just don't look at your copy. Look at your notebook. If you remember, then you can tell me how many scenarios are available. Okay, no problem. Anyone else? Nishtha, you told me 9 scenarios, right?
Yes, sir. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, and S1, S2, and O3.
Anyone else? So Bali said is turning his pages. Okay, anyone else? No. A1, A2. Please remember this is very important. A1, B2, C1, C2, S1, S2, S3, S1, S2, S3, and then O3. So now I think you might have understood the steps, how system perform SPL screening, right? First, general setting, we need to complete general settings. Then we need to upload SPL file into the system. Then system has to create index entries for SPL as well as business partner. Then only this screening comes into picture. Okay. So let me again ask, what is A1? Okay,
Sir,
when we
one
use
is
synchronous screening, when we are using asynchronous screening,
Yeah, yes, sir.
tell me, sir.
Asynchronous actually the periodic screening of every 3 months.
Good. Indu, madam, from your side? Or anyone can. See, until unless you will answer, you won't interest won't come, okay, and you won't remember it as well.
Sir,
Check business.
asynchronous means batch jobs, and synchronous is real time.
So what is even A2 scenarios?
Sir, A1, A2 is when is from BP screening is done from ECC to our GTS system.
Sir, check business partner address.
Hmm?
Check business partner address. And A2 is a check a document address.
Okay. Dheeraj sir, what is difference between A1 and C1? These are the questions usually interviewer asks us. Most of the time they won't ask us that how many SPL scenarios are available. Everyone knows 10 scenarios, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, S1, S3, O3. Everyone knows.
I think A1 and A2 for initial, I mean, whenever we upload the business partner first time into GTS system.
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Just now
Yeah, C1 and C1 is for all your new customer, new master.
yes, correct. So how can you remember? Now just now this idea came in my mind. So A1, A2 scenarios run for asynchronous screening. Asynchronous means A. So A1, A2 means you can remember A1, A2 means asynchronous screening. What is asynchronous? That a screening doesn't happen automatically, right? So we need to schedule a batch job. Now here, please, now we have completed configuration. Please don't get confused. Please be clear. And if any question, please ask. So A1, A2 scenarios work when asynchronously. Asynchronously means what? That by scheduling a batch job. But now if you remember your configuration, let me go to SPRA. Then in general settings, document structure, activate item categories. If you talk about business documents, let's say XEX, what do you If you talk about a document screening, here we can see synchronous. Synchronous means what? Immediately when object is updated. I mean, whenever object is transferred, immediate screening will be happening. So this for the document. And what about business partner? For business partner also, compliance management, SPL, activate business partner. Here also we have configured synchronous. In our customization, if we have configured synchronous, then how A1, A2 is performed? Yes, right? This should come. This question come in your mind. That if in our customization, if we have specified synchronous screening, then how A1, A2 scenario will be working? One thing we understood that yes, A1, A2 scenario works in case of when we don't want system to perform SPL screening automatically. It means that we need to schedule a by job, then only. But again, this is contradiction because we transferred all customer master. Let's say initially we transferred all customer master, but in the configuration we have configured that SPL time would be synchronous. It means as soon as those partners are transferred, those will be screened against SPL list. Then how even or A2 will be working? So please remember. So as we discussed that even A2 mostly are used in case of whenever we are going on live. So as a part of cutover activities, any project is having good volume of data, that time we don't run synchronous. So in real time, what happens, even though here we have configured synchronous, right? But if let's say they have good volume of data, so usually what we do is we remove the configuration from synchronous to asynchronous. We change this synchronous into asynchronous, and we transfer all those data. And why we are doing so? Let's say we have 1 lakh of customer or 2 lakhs of customer. If we transfer all the customer immediately, we transfer and based on synchronous, if system start screening, you don't think that it will impact your system performance? System can crash as well. Definitely it can. And it won't work properly because immediately we have given 1 lakh of data for the screening. So if we have good volume of data, so in real time, what we do, we change this synchronous into asynchronous, and we transfer all the documents, not documents, all the business partners. And when those business partners are transferred, then we are scheduling a by job to screen all those business partners. And that is why even in A2 scenario works in case of, mostly in case of, at the time of go live. Okay, so please remember this. So after when those customer master are transferred, then again we change this configuration from asynchronous to synchronous. Because once all master data are transferred to GTS, there are very less number of chances that business will be creating new customer master. Definitely they will be creating, but not in a good volume. Might be max to max 2, 3, 5 big business partners they will be creating ECC. Let's say every month. So that won't have any impact. That won't give any impact on system performance. So that is why even A2 scenario works whenever very first time we transfer all business partners and even documents to the GTS system. Is it clear? Any question? So just remember that this even A2 scenario is useful for customers who have large numbers of new business partners created and changes. So if we are screening those business partners synchronously, then this can raise a performance issue. For that purpose, very first time, whenever we transfer business partners, we are using A1 scenario for business partner, A2 scenario for documents. I think it's clear to all of you. So A1 means our business partner will be screened against SPL list. A2 means our documents will be screened against SPL List. That is asynchronous. Asynchronous means A means asynchronous. B and B2, B1, B2 is periodic screening. In periodic screening also, let me show you in the system also, I have shown. So check business partner address, asynchronous screening. This is A1 scenario, and check document address. This is A2 scenario. Okay. Now periodic screening. So periodic screening is B1 and B2. B1 is business partner, periodic screening of business partner against SPL list, and B2 means document business partner screening against SPL list periodically. So here you can say check business partner address dialog and check business partner address badge. So both are same, but here it's a dialog, here it's a badge. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between dialog and badge? Badge means what? Badge job. Dialog means what? Let's say we are running manually. Okay. So badge means badge job. So this is B1 scenario. Check business partner address and check business partner address in badge. This is B1 scenario. But in B1 we had discussed two more scenarios. B1 positive, B1 negative. Let me ask this question again. What is difference between positive list and negative list? Any of you can answer. No one is answering. Let me call by
So
name.
positive list. So positive list means
Sorry,
the BP.
sorry, Mr. Sorry, you don't explain. Let
Okay.
Indu madam, can you tell me difference between positive list and negative list? Or GP sir, Shreyas? Are you guys listening to me? Because I'm not sure. I'm not getting a response from GP sir, Indu madam, even Dheeraj sir. Hello? I'm not sure
Yes,
whether
we are
you are
listening.
audible or not. Okay. Shreyas, can you tell me what is the difference between positive list and negative list? This is very important question for an interview. No problem. No problem. Please, whatever
I
you
don't
know,
remember.
you tell me. Yes, yes.
No, I'm not remembering.
Okay, no
I
problem.
only remember it is a positive check or a negative check, which happens at a periodic basis, like 3 months or 6 months.
No problem. Um, Balaji sir,
Yes,
can
sir.
you tell me?
Yes, sir. Always released B1.
Mhm.
B2 is not released block list.
Okay.
Positive is always released block list, and B2 is
Mhm.
not released for block list.
So how? Okay. So coming to Naresh, Naresh, you tell me that how those business partners move to positive list or negative list? How they move?
I need to recollect that.
Sorry. Okay. Nisha, you tell me how business partner move to either negative list or positive list.
Yes, sir. So business takes that decision. So we get this XML file and then we connect with the business. So business bifurcate it into the positive list and the negative list, and then we upload that positive list and negative list via XML file in the system. And
Where, where,
positive is
where
the
we upload?
release.
Where we
Uh,
upload?
Sir, in under the compliance only this BP, we have an option to upload the positive list and the negative list.
You yourself are taking contradiction. First thing
In
was
ECC,
very correct. First thing was very clear that yes, it's decided by business whom to keep on positive, whom to keep on negative. But why? What is the point of uploading file? Let's say I'm a regular customer and system business doesn't want me to system uh, project doesn't want that particular customer to be part of a screening. So what he'll do, he'll move me on positive list that always released. Similarly, there is one more business partner with whom business doesn't want to do business at all. So he will move this particular that particular customer into negative list. But why we need to upload and what we need to upload? From ECC we are sending data and let's say due to some reason, due to some match, that is why we are using one term false positive or true positive. False positive means that particular business partner should not be part of block, but due to some reason system has put a block. So our compliance manager will review and he will release it. That is called false positive. True positive means yes, that should be blocked. That is true positive. But when we move these business partners on positive list or negative list, then why we need to upload and what we need to upload? Okay? So please remember, don't get confused. We are just uploading on and only one file, that is SPL file. That's all. We are not uploading anything else. But again, it's again business call. What business call? Let's say business put me on positive list because business knows me. So until unless system will not screen positive list and negative list business partner, until unless we make some changes in them. So one business partner whom they moved on positive list, so one user changed some address component, then definitely system will block again. System, if system finds match, it will block. Similarly in negative list also. But in general, if we have kept some business partner on positive list or negative list, it's a business decision. Then okay, let's screen these business partners also periodically. Let's say every 3 months, every 6 months, because positive or negative list doesn't mean that every time that will be part of positive, that will be part of negative. Okay. So B1, B2 is for negative. So B1 is a general, you can say general periodic screening, and B2 is document to business partner screening periodically. But B1 positive and B1 negative is that every quarterly or every 6 months, once in a 6 month, business will be screening by job to screen all business partners. That is who are on positive list and negative list. Hope it's clear to all of you now. Okay, and then C1, C2 is delta file. Whenever we receive new file from data provider, we need to upload. Let's say today is 25th of September. After 3 days, data provider has informed us that new file has been added. So we need to upload that file also. So whenever we are uploading new file, that time only we need to run C1 and C2 scenarios. That is for the delta file. Screening of all your business partners against a delta file. Screening of your all business partners of document against a delta file is C1 and C2 scenario. In the system, this is A1, A2, this is B1, this is again B1. Check a positive list. This is B1 positive, this is B1 negative. Check document address dialog B2. These two scenarios are here. One is dialog manually B2, and the other one is batch. C1 scenario, check business partner address against updated SPL list. This is C1 scenario in dialog or batch. C2 means check document address dialog and batch. This is C2 scenario. S1, S2, S3, these are simulation, means testing purpose. We can perform this activity manually. No need to run any batch job, of course, because it's just for testing purpose. So business will take one business partner and they will screen against SPL list. So this is scenario B, S1 scenario. Then system will take one document and it will be screened against SPL. That is S2 scenario, again simulation. S3 scenario is check general address. So S3 scenario means data, those business partner data are not available in ECC. Still business partner has not been created. So if business partner is not been created, definitely with the help of change pointer, that one will transfer to GTS. And if it is not, it won't be transferred to GTS, then how can we run S3 scenario? So here, manually, we need to give complete address of your business partner. So you will pick one customer and you will maintain their address, name and address parameters. So after giving that, if you are screening against SPL, then that is called S3 scenario. Last is offline screening. This is again very important. Check external addresses. So those business partners which are not coming from our EC system, but are coming from some other non-SAP system, let's say. So if you want to screen them as well, then you need to perform offline screening. So these are the 10 scenarios of SPL. Any question?
Yes, sir. I have one question. Sir, like you told, like